Nationally, we've already had 10.3 million people vote. That's what, how many people voted total in the last election. So I think it's like 1/12 of what voted in 2016 period. Um, that alone is insane. And the numbers for Texas yesterday, I think we had like, I think half a million. Yeah, I'm pretty sure over half a million people voted just yesterday in Texas. And that was the first day of early voting. Um, but I mean that's crazy to think about too. And like we've 16 million registered voters in Texas. It's like 5%, 6%, just on the first day of voting. People are already out there, and yeah, it's crazy. I think that we have a unique year where there are very few undecided voters. Like going into the week before the last debate, there's only 8% of likely voters were undecided still, and it's never been that low. Like it's never been that low. So uh, this year, people's minds are so made up, so like already, like people are already locked into stuff. People have been locked in for like a lot of people have been locked in for like a year at least or more. Um, I'm sure there are some people who locked their vote in like at the end of 2016 when the results came in. This goes either way, whether you're like for or against Trump or with or against Trump. Like I don't think very few people have changed their minds within the last year or so. The mail-in voting, we're not going to have an accurate likely winner election night. I don't think. And the part that takes longer is like those old laws where they can't start counting until day of election. It's like Pennsylvania. That's going to take a while. Part of a lot of the margin of error for a lot of these political polls takes into account the estimated number of conservatives that haven't answered pollsters' questions. Conservatives are less likely to talk to a pollster, to answer their questions, to even take a part of the polls in the first place. They are overcompensating from 2016, but the polls last year were also a lot closer. So like in a lot of the states, like Pennsylvania, for example, Hillary was up by like 2 or 3 points last year, whereas I think Biden's up by like 5 or 6 points. And the national average I keep saying last year, I meant last election. National average for last election, Hillary was only up by like 4 points, I think. Um, whereas Biden is currently averaging like 10 or 12 points up. But you see polls like the CNN showing him 15%. That's a huge, or 15 points. That's a huge outlier. It's probably not accurate. Um, but still, the lowest that you can find Biden up nationally is like 7%, which is well outside the margin of error.